Soft tip is basically, it's a plastic tip as opposed to the steel tip, which you're throwing into a plastic board as opposed to a bristle board. And they also have two different formats of games. They have a 701 instead of the 501, and they also have a game called cricket.
Based on planning capabilities and technologies inherited from Japan's largest amusement company, Sega Corporation, together with an internet infrastructure, Dance Live Limited was founded as a company that provides quality entertainment.
Love it, absolutely love it.
Oh, I absolutely love playing soft tip darts, working all week and then looking forward to a Monday night, having a game of soft tip darts and a few beers. Can't be beaten.
Adrian Gray, former steel tip player, now plays on the soft tip tour. Started off in steel tip in the PDC before making a switch over to soft tip. I talked to him about his career, how he started and his development on the soft tip circuit. So Adrian, first off, how did you get into darts as a sport?
I first went down the pub when I was 18, just waiting for a few mates to turn up, and there was a dartboard there, and just picked up a set of darts and started throwing at the dartboard. The landlord thought I was quite good, asked me to join his team, and I played for their team and ended up doing quite well. And then they told me about a competition in Eastbourne to play in, so I was playing in under 21s then, and gave that a go, and done all right, and sort of progressed from there really. I managed to come across a former number one, Shane Burgess from Hastings, in a pub match, and he said to me about maybe joining the PDC and going on the circuit with him and try my luck and see where it sort of takes me.
So you've beaten two former world champions in John Parton, especially Phil Taylor back in 2007.
Obviously it was a massive shock for everyone for me to beat Phil Taylor. Beating Phil Taylor, I really did think I was going to push on and do really well, but it just proves, beating the best player in the world doesn't make you the best player in the world.
Then in 2014, was it, you lost your card? What were your emotions going through at that time?
Well, this was the year where I didn't make my tour card. Took that long, horrible 5-hour journey home, thinking hard and long where my darting career was going to go, and then suddenly I started playing soft tip, and that's where the door opened for me to travel to Asia and play soft tip darts.
Come on, second one.
Soft tip is basically, it's a plastic tip as opposed to the steel tip, which you're throwing into a plastic board as opposed to a bristle board. And they also have two different formats of games. They have a 701 instead of the 501, and they also have a game called cricket.
How did you get into soft tip then?
First of all, there was a competition in Japan where we were watching it live stream with Mark Webster and Colin Lloyd, and they had been playing in a competition called Super Darts. They came back. I met them on the circuit, on the PDC circuit, and they told me about an event in France. I'd done reasonably well, and managed to get a sponsorship from it from a Japanese company called Monster.
What's the experience been like in Asia?
It's been overwhelming, really. Being liked by so many people, especially over in Asia when I've never been there before. So I've really gelled to the soft tip, and I think I've performed really well because of the experience of playing in the PDC.
Champion! Adrian Gray from UK!
Shot Sports Bar in Hastings is home to one of now many soft tip machines in the UK, and I spoke to owner and soft tip player Ian Clark, who now has 2 leagues in a week. I spoke to him about his journey into soft tip for not only himself but for his business.
So Ian, I'll come to you first. How did you get into soft tip darts?
Well, once we got the machine, one machine in, it started as one. Basically, that impressed with the way that they attracted attention. That I started playing myself to see what the buzz was, and then from there I've become a total darts fan.
When Adrian sat you down and said, you know, this is the future of darts, what was your first thought?
I was a bit sceptical, to be honest. We already had original dartboards and didn't really get used too much. But, you know, I said, okay, let's put one machine in and give it a go.
And how did that go?
Within 2 weeks, we had to bring another machine in.
So I'll tell you, it was better than you expected.
Far better than I expected.
And Adrian, how does that make you feel?
Oh, I'm over the moon. I mean, playing soft tip, you know, I had nowhere to practice, so as soon as Ian was happy to have a machine down in Charles, you know, it was a dream for me to just be able to pop down the road and be able to practice on these machines all the time.
So Adrian, explain the format of cricket and how come it's on the soft tip circuit.
Cricket, it's a difficult one to explain, but I'll give it a go. So, for you to be able to score on one of these numbers, you have to hit it 3 times. So, if I was to hit a treble, if I was to hit a single 20, and then a treble 20, I'd have hit it 5 times,
right,
which then means I would have scored 40 points.
Okay.
And then for someone to stop you from scoring, they have to hit it 3 times to stop you.
Okay.
Shots hosts a league night on a Monday evening, consisting of 16 players. I spent an evening playing in the league and speaking to a few players in the league.
I think the difference is in the steel tip and the soft tip is that obviously it's more opportunity, it's more targets. I enjoy the social aspect of it. Social aspect's fantastic.
Well, I wasn't really interested in it at first because I was a steel tip player, and I thought soft tip darts there's nothing in it. But when you actually play soft tip darts, it's quite addictive, and I actually love the game.
You always feel pressure. You always feel pressure, but it's how you handle it. So.
It's about getting everyone together, playing the same game, which is going to go global.
Got into playing soft tip darts when they turned up at Shot Sports Bar, and had a few throws and found I really enjoyed it.
So what do you think is next for soft tip then, Ian?
Obviously, you know, we've built leagues and players, both serious and casual. What I'd love to see is these machines, you know, in every pub and in every sports bar, certainly.
What's next for soft tip darts? On TV, maybe on TV. You know, it's still not classed as a sport, and it should be.
I can see definitely a world championship held in this country.
Yeah, we'd like to see it televised. I mean, at the minute it's live streamed. The other thing I'd like to see is I'd like to see them shuffle it up a bit, where we split the bullseye so it is 25 and 50, so it makes people to go for the treble 20. I think it'll make more competitions interesting.
This has taken it to new heights, and this will be, I would say, an Olympic sport within a few years.